What's going on, guys? And welcome back to the Club with You podcast for episode 20. If you can't believe that, guys, we're almost approaching 1 year of doing the podcast already, which I think is a big accomplishment. We've been consistent in doing it, but in this episode, we're going to be talking about some of the new characters, such as Tiana, Frank, and Lily, and how they're introduced and what that kind of means going forward. Some of the bundles that have happened, and anything else that comes to our mind that is DSA related, we'll talk about. Probably highlight Showdown 2 as well, but we'll see how that goes. Anyways, to Juice in the Sky, how are you guys doing today?
Tired.
I'm doing pretty well. So, by the way, obviously, Sky's on audio, which is no biggie, but I feel like, Sky, if you want for tonight, if you just want to take the lead for go ahead of me or Dragon or first so we don't jumble or speak over each other too much. I feel like that's going to happen a lot.
No, it's we got some cool stuff to talk about. There's some interesting things happening in DSA. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I think the first thing we'll definitely talk about is Tiana, Frank, and Lily, and just kind of what I'm thinking about them. Made a video about it, and then also refer people to watch the stream, but also want people to watch the actual re-upload of this, the full audio, once, just to kind of like hear all our thoughts on it. But just in short, for me, it's great getting the new characters, but I kind of see where this is going. One, there's a huge paywall with them, and since we don't know what their events are, like the second time, like for instance, like with Ryan, Amari, Gadget, and them, sure, there was like their leaderboard, but their event followed right after. So you're like, oh, okay, so if I want to get them the second time, at least try and get them the second time, I need to farm these characters, I need to farm adventures, I need to farm whatever the case may be in order to get them. With these guys, at least so far, there is no event following up their leaderboard, and it seems like what Glue's gonna be doing is every showdown season they're gonna be dumping new characters like this, and they're gonna be the surprise characters, the bonus characters where you're gonna get extra, but in order to get them you really have to pay for them because there's no way to farm them. There's no event for them that we know of yet, and when those events happen, most people aren't gonna get them until the third time around. So that's just kind of where we're all at. Of course, like maybe by chance, people like us who are more endgame, who do have more advanced rosters, and we're probably might get lucky and be like, oh, you needed, I don't know, let's just say for Frank, randomly needed like Oceanics. Oh, well, I have Ursula, Stitch, and these guys. Okay, got my Oceanics ready. And the reason why I like a reference Oceanics because like Mother Goth, for instance, you think you need a tangled characters, maybe Kingdom. No, you need a Wilds, right? And then like for Ryan Amari, besides Raya, is like all what's it called? Adventures. So it's just kind of like up in the air where this is gonna go. That's why I kind of reference Oceanics. But let me know what you guys think, and I guess we'll kick it off over to Sky first.
Yeah. So I agree with the thing where it's like the way they're releasing these characters is a problem. I think it's a huge problem. I think adding non-legendary, non-farmable characters to the game for limited time that have the potential, especially in Tiana's case, to be quite good and possibly meta-defining at some point, if not now. It's very toxic because with a legendary event, we get a similar thing to this, but players that don't want to spend can say, it's all right, I'll get it the second, third pass, and they can, even if people, you can only really get that character then by spending, you can have a long-term goal to get the character. You don't see that with these characters. We don't know how we're going to get them. Sure, we can get them with seasonal events like you're talking about, but we don't know. And it could be just a farmable node. So again, if the character becomes a seasonal event, it might feel a little better buying these gem pack initially. But if they become just a regular node and you bought gem packs, then that feels pretty bad. It's like we have no way to know when, if it's soon, if it's far away. Like they could become farmable the week after Showdown. They could be farmable a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know. And if they're seasonal events, like you said, oh, maybe we can get them the third run. But like, even let's say it's Oceanics, and let's say you can get to the last node of the Oceanic like seasonal event for Frank, whatever, right away. You still never unlock Frank at 7 stars without spending. Like ever. Not realistic. So it's like seasonal event characters being meta defining is toxic. I think that's why the first meta of the game was toxic when Dash and Zerg were both extremely meta.
Yeah.
And I think we really have, the way it's going, really have potential for there to be a similar avenue with I don't think that's true right now, but with the line they're going, we could really see a time where you can't compete with the top teams without spending, even if you're trying to find a more free-to-play team. I'm very unhappy with the leaderboard events as a whole, because the 3 characters that have come out of them are actually some really, really cool, really fun characters. Mm-hmm. But they're being paywalled completely, and there's so much uncertainty with the paywall too. It's not concrete. Like, again, a legendary event's concrete. That's why communities like it. It's good for, people spend on it, people don't. Everyone does what they want and is happy with the event. These events don't have that, and yeah, that's why I'm sour on it. That's kind of my monologue on it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback right where Sky left off, because he makes a good point about, obviously, we don't know what the requirements for the events are. And then like, there's a lot of pressure to get them the first time around, because look, I've been in an interesting kind of situation for a while now. Like, I don't know. I feel like I say the same thing every show now, because I've been running the same team for literally months now. It's just been successful. We all know what that team is. I don't need to go over it, but I'm in, like, I have so much gear saved up, and like, maybe I thought about, getting a new character and maybe swapping up my team a little bit and seeing what's good. And I obviously, off the podcast, we talk in our Discord chat, and I was kind of asking you guys about Tiana. So first of all, Frank was at a question. Like, I wasn't going to wail on him just because I don't have any other adventurers and things like that.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Who would wail on Frank? Who would do that?
Sorry, Dragon. But the thing is, not to tease him, but like, it actually turned out to be good because Frank is really good. So it worked out in Dragon's favor for sure. But it just wasn't doable. But Tiana was the interesting one for me because, first of all, I didn't wail on her. I was really considering it. But I had Rapunzel almost maxed out. I had so much gear to max out. Pretty much kind of the team that seemed to be the best princess team in Mulan. Rapunzel, Tiana, Merida, and I think the 5th was Belle. And I was seeming like that was kind of the best princess team. I had not all the characters at 7 star, but I had all the gear to get them maxed out, and that kind of can change my focus of how I wanted to farm. The problem is getting back to the question is, you don't know what the requirements are, and if you don't whale the first time around, you don't know when the event's coming back around. And it's like, I wanted more time to see these characters in action and just seeing more testing done, and it's like, you're gambling so much. I mean, based on what your budget is and things like that. Like, I asked the guys, I said, can you keep me posted on kind of any princess play and Tiana play, because I want to see it before I actually spend on it. And honestly, you're kind of spending blind a little bit, and I didn't want to spend to get her 7 star, and all of a sudden you plug her in and she's not great. And I mean, we've had characters like that before, but she is good. I'm not saying she's a bad character at all, but yes, there is more pressure to spend on these individual characters, not knowing when they're going to turn, not knowing what the requirements are going to be and things like that. And it's definitely very risky. So I thought about it, but at least these characters are somewhat decent. So I mean, if like Sky said, it's not like they're bringing in kind of a trash plug and play type character, which is either maybe club conquest focused or defense, like just random focused for certain game modes. They're good characters. But yeah, for what you have to do to get her to 7 star, aside from the bundles and any type of gem packs and things like that, it's a pretty huge investment just for one character. Reminds me of Hero back in the day when he first came out singly, and even Miguel and things like that. So it's definitely tricky, and it's so tempting too, because the character is actually pretty good too. So if you did spend and you did whale and it worked out in your favor, then I'm sure you have some good characters to play with now, and especially if you have some more princesses and adventurers to play with, it's just tricky because, you know, if you've been playing this game since almost launch, then you got to know what you're doing. You got to do it the smart way. Otherwise, you may be spending more than you actually want to. So no whaling for me this time around on these new characters, but it was tempting for sure. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and it might get to go a little farther.
Of course, Sky. No one's gonna stop
Okay.
you.
So like these leaderboards are actually like marketing genius. They're so smart. They're smart for so many levels. One, we're looking at 2-star unlock characters, which they really shied away from until recently. And the reason 2-star unlock characters are so smart is because with these leaderboards, they unlock at 2 stars. So then you have this situation where you get to play with the character, but it's not really good because it's only 2 stars. But you get to see what the character's like. So you're already tempted in that way to get the character up. But then on top of that, they have an additional thing with the 3-star requirement for Showdown. So the 3-star requirement for Showdown is going to allow people to spend very little on these Showdown packs if they have enough tokens already from the leaderboard to get the characters up to 3 stars. So they're already eating up between like 500 and 1,000 gems per character if you want them usable for Showdown. So you're already getting a little bit of money there. And then on top of that, you now get to play that character maxed out in Showdown. And that character is going to seem so OP in Showdown because of the limited roster. So you're going to get all these people hyped up on these characters, wishing they could use them at 7 stars again. And then what they're probably going to do is they're going to bring them back for like a gem pack one more time and then release them after that. Like that's what I think they are doing. That's my theory. And I think it makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's not even guaranteed these guys are going to have an event. Honestly, they could follow the footsteps of Miguel. They could maybe...
Miguel.
Oh, Miguel.
Yeah.
Sorry. Mispronounced it. My bad.
And like, we don't know how good they are too, right? Because like we're one S-tier adventure or one S-tier princess away from like either of those squads like just destroying the meta. But we don't know. Maybe we'll get another really good adventure next month. Maybe we'll get one a full year from now. We don't know. So it's like hard to, since they're also like very specific, very highly synergistic squads.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how they're going to develop because they have so much room for growth. Actually, kind of like how we've seen Kingdom grow over the past year. It's very similar in these like sub factions, but there's just no way to predict that. There's no way at all.
Yeah, I think this is gonna continue as a trend, for sure.
I agree.
It's next Showdown. They're gonna find another way to add 3 characters, and just gonna keep on repeating as their new scheme of how they introduce characters and whatnot. So be prepared.
It's a way to make money off Showdown too, because even me, I spent like nearly 2,500 gems getting those 3 characters to 3 stars once the Showdown packs went live in the past couple of days. So it's like straight up like worked on me, and I'm reducing spending. I already had those gems sitting around, but still like it's such good. It's just good like on their part, and it feels bad on our part. But we have to like fall into their trap because it's the perfect trap.
It's the best trap for glue. And another trap is those freaking Showdown packs. Those Showdown packs.
Those are good packs, I know.
Yeah, they're so good, Dragon.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good packs. It's like 20. It's 20 for $20. It's 20
the Showdown packs. They're the same as last time. New, different characters. Still insane value if you like spending money in the game. Now's the time.
Yeah, it's like the $20 pack gives you what 10 10 10 for the 3 new characters, 15 Miguel, 20 art spools, and 5 fire spools, and some other random character stuff and some gear. And then the $40 one, which is $40, by the way. It gives you 30 spools of the heart threads and 15 spools of the fire threads. 35 Miguel, 15, 15, 15 for Tiana, Frank, and Lily. Pretty good packs. Yeah. I mean, you put that in like a real like numbers perspective. Granted, because of the new drop rates, those spools technically kind of lost value a little bit, but at the same time, it's still pretty good. Definitely good value.
It's still nuts.
It's like, I forgot. So I think someone tried to tell me it was like worth in the thousands. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think it's in the thousands. I could be wrong, but it's really good.
Yeah, and this time I would argue for two different reasons they're a little better, because you were saying, right, Miguel's in them.
Mm-hmm.
One, just for free, just for fun.
Miguel.
I guess he's one of the showdown characters, but like he's a character that a lot of people want tokens for. And two is they're limiting how many packs you can buy for those 3 new characters in the showdown store. So it actually is kind of toxic. If you're not 10 tokens off Frank or Lily, you can't get her to 3-star, because you only can buy 1 pack and automatically has 10. And then Tiana, technically you can get away with being 15 away, because in the global leaderboard, if you get to 60,000, you get 5 tokens for her.
I see.
Because because Tiana is the Miguel of this season as far as the global leaderboard for showdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of the fact that they only said you can buy 10 of each of those characters really makes those showdown packs good, because those are basically the only reason to get, or the only way to get more shards for those characters, because their packs aren't active other than the single one you can buy.
By the way, I wanted to just back up just a couple days, almost a week ago. The bundle on Friday. Did you guys see the bundle on Friday? Last Friday for the Friday deal thing?
I didn't.
That came with the oh my gosh, I should have screenshot or something. It was insane. It was like a $10 bundle that had like 20. It was like a 25 gamma with betas, alphas, and had tokens. It was like their 200% or 300% deal. They're doing like a Friday daily bundle.
Oh yeah,
Friday deal thing. But I saw it. I almost sealed the deal, and I'm like, damn, that's a really good deal. But I'm just like, nah, I'll pass. But yeah, make sure you guys check that out too. I know they put in the patch notes regarding like they're going to try to release a deal every Friday, so there should be maybe one tomorrow. I don't know, but I didn't know if I didn't think I assume you guys wouldn't have missed it, but you did. But that was it. If anyone in chat has the stats on it, let me know. But that bundle was it was insanely good. It was like one of those like anniversary bundles when the game came around, or the 1 year those bundles came out. Those were like $9 crazy good bundles. It was similar to that, but it was only one of them. And I think you can only buy it once, but they're trying to promote, make more money, or catch up on money. So they're doing those Friday deals. But yeah, not essentially the showdown packs, but I saw that as well. That was definitely keep a lookout on Fridays, guys.
Yeah, like I never check the store for packs because I'm never gonna buy them. And then the only reason why I checked it out is because not someone, but several people in my club were like, "Did you guys see the packs? Did you guys see the packs?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll check it out." Like, oh, it's pretty good. But I forgot about the Friday packs, and I'll check them out. You know, I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna be good. Like what you said for this last weekend with the 25 gammas, like $10 plus other stuff. It's probably not gonna be a bad pack, so
yeah.
Check it out.
We had a little
if you want to spend money, good time.
Yeah, for sure.
We had a shout out in chat, by the way. I'm just gonna say C Laxon. It's easier to say. Someone who did the math made an infograph of the showdown bundle. Supposedly the $20 bundle is worth $400 of content, and the $40 bundle is worth $840 of content.
I believe it. Those are insane.
No, that's
those are absolutely insane. And you're getting premium characters that might allow you to have more characters for showdown, getting more attempts, getting more points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, it's Laxon is from Reddit. He's a guy who asked us that question for like Tiana, Frank, and stuff. So that's who he is, and I told him to come and watch a live show. So what's up?
Nice.
Great question, great feedback. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask, in case if anyone's here interested, like, is Tiana was Tiana worth the whale?
Worth the
Like
whale?
Frank worth the whale? Like I know we talked about doing that segment a while ago, but just kind of like we can give like a yes or no or something reason why, like in case if people are watching, like should I have spent it on it or I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think Frank and Lily are both not worth the whale. I think
Too
they're
late.
a solid. They're a solid like team, but they're just below the best teams. If that makes sense, they're like a B-list team kind of. And you need all of them. So you need Raya and you need Lily and Frank. You can't. So it's like it's first of all, it's a much more expensive whale. Second of all, it's less effective. I think Tiana, honestly, if people want to whale on things, is a great whale though. I think she enables a full princess team, so she gives you an additional team. And I think she has the potential to be a very good plug and play character in the Ursula meta we're in. Yeah, I think Tiana's pretty dang good, and she's like the only pay to win princess on top of that if you don't count Rapunzel, but she's been up for quite a while, so most probably wouldn't. Yeah, so it's like she allows a team by herself, and then the other characters require multiple characters that are all pay to win. So you're paying a lot more for a lot, in my opinion, a lot less.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on it too. Sky makes a great point regarding the adventurers, like having to have Raya and having to have Lily as well. It's such a that's like almost like a semi Kraken purchase there. If you're going to strictly go for Frank, you need many other characters to make it work. Larksine even said in chat, adventurers rely on matchup experience to do well. He also says Frank and Lily are super overrated. Regarding Tiana, because I almost sealed the deal as well, like I mentioned earlier, I do think she's definitely worth it, especially like Sky mentioned before. We don't know what other princesses could be coming. Maybe Aurora finally comes to the game when Maleficent comes with any Sleeping Beauty characters. Maybe we see some more synergy, something like that. But the problem is for me, it's like just my princesses weren't there yet. Like I said, Merida was not 7-star close. Mulan's almost 7-star. Just my characters weren't fully 7-star yet, so I could switch my farming, but I'm like, I can just wait a little bit longer to make sure things work out. But if my characters all would have been 7-star and I have all the gear to get them all G8 or almost maybe a couple speed piece or two on them too for 8.5, I probably would have wailed on it, but because my princesses weren't ready and it would take more gems and stuff to get them, more energy to get them all 7-star maxed out, I'd rather wait a little bit longer to make it happen. But I'd probably say, yeah, she's worth the whale.
No, and I think that's a really smart move, Juice, because by the time you get all those characters up, maybe there's a event for Tiana, maybe there's a node for Tiana, or even like just we're gonna get, since she's the Showdown Leaderboard 2 character, we're gonna get a bunch more free of her, right? So yeah, really, I think really smart move on for your account to hold off on that whale, because worst case scenario, you can just whale later, and that's probably about the time you're gonna have your princesses up, as long as she doesn't leave forever, you know.
Yeah, and the problem is too, another thing that kind of threw a wrench in the gears was like obviously Ralph's coming back. So like we've all been focusing on Ralph, I think, at least I have. And like I didn't want to have to switch all my farming because just to get off of Ralph to get princesses when I want to get Ralph as kind of cheap as possible. So like I was like, damn it, I'm not gonna do that either. So that was kind of another choice for me.
Stay in the course for sure.
Yep. Dragon, worth the whale? No bias. I mean, no Frank bias.
Yeah, no. Well, I haven't even geared up Frank or anything. He's there. I think you guys will be proud of me. I have 6.98 million gold right now.
Damn.
Hoarding up for Ralph. Like,
he's a Kraken.
Dude, I spend my gold the second I get it every time.
I usually do too. Like if it's like I need 500 to get this character to 6 stars, like the second I get 500, it's gone, or whatever piece it is, or level up this character. Oh, that's totally me. But like I was like, I need to get Ralph leveled up as fast as possible and geared up. That by Sunday, that'll probably be closer to like almost 10 million. It's gonna be gone like in seconds. It'll be
One nice thing though is that the rewards actually for the Wreck-It Ralph event are insane. I believe you get 1.5 million for finishing the last.
yeah. I'm excited for
Oh,
that.
wow.
It's gonna help.
Yeah, so it's you're definitely gonna be net lost quite a bit of gold, but the Wreck-It Ralph event has a pretty dang just rewards.
Yeah.
I think you get like a full T8 piece too or something like that. Really, really good rewards for that event. It makes sense because the price is so high for admission, but still,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Plus, I have like the Toy Story Villains event, which I very proudly completed last time it was here, which actually wasn't that long ago.
I'm finishing it this time too. I just haven't got to the end. Like I have the characters required. I just haven't done it yet.
Stupid bear, freaking like I'm not. If it was a 10-day event, I would probably get really close to a 7-star bear, but since it's only 3 days, I'm not getting a 7-star bear. Gonna have to wait out. And I forgot that Jesse is now an elite battle farm, so in order to get through there, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna get this stupid bear to 7 stars complete ascension. 3 stars. Because like times are changing. The times for ascension campaign to be one of the most important parts of the game is gonna come around in weeks time. Whenever they release this raid, it's gonna be the most important part of this game.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a side tangent. I've been making moves on Ascension. I'm finally a few nodes in on the Toy Story.
I remember how reluctant you were. Like, I don't want to invest in this, and like,
but yeah, I mean, but you used to have to invest quite a bit more into it.
True.
Because since they did the reduction of hardness. I don't know what to call it. It's
The
not
difficulty.
like a nerf. Yeah, like a lower in difficulty. Yeah, there we go.
Well, it's also important to note that since Dragon, you are not a villain at night, you would have not known that Sky got his big baby to gear tier 8, so you would also.
True.
So I'll make that official because I think it's very, very important. But Dragon, I know you weren't able to.
Is there space in Van?
While we were on.
What was that?
I said, if you're looking, you would have seen that 2 minutes ago while we were on this call, I got a 7-star Fix It Felix Jr. too. So.
Ooh. Fix It. So you're ready for Ralph now? Yes.
I only need two more million, and I'm ready.
2 million more.
So
gold. Yay.
I don't know if we're talking about. I just wanted to ask either way.
Yeah.
At least before the end of the show. Obviously, we're all gonna go. I think we're all going for Ralph. I think we all should be able to get him where we need to get him by the end of the event. Is he making the cut on your teams? Are you just getting him just to have the legendary maxed out, or what's? I mean, obviously we all went for him because. What's your plan to use him for?
Yeah. So there's two big things on Ralph. Ralph at G8, the place we're gonna be having him. He's very good if you're going against a lot of teams more powerful than you. That's how I feel. So if you are hitting those like 6,000 teams or whatever is a lot ahead of you, I think Ralph gives potential to win matches that you shouldn't be allowed to win. So that's kind of how I use him right now. Yeah, because he just does such big swings and his damage doesn't really matter. He'll just one-shot you. And he has like magic increase, a lot of things that don't rely on damage, in the same way. So I think he's good for that reason. And then also like Ralph's getting one of the biggest buffs out of any character in the game at G9. It's kind of insane. Like him and Beast maybe are side by side, and the two characters I think you got a G9 first.
Yeah, like for me, the reason I just want to get him is, well, I mean, he looks promising for sure. Exactly what Sky said, especially like a gear 9. So he's gonna be up there, and he's young enough as a legendary that he can't go down to Elsa level for at least another year. That's my guess. Usability wise, he has at least a year, if not 9+ months. So in this game, 9+ months of usability, I'm all for that.
And
someone
well, you know what he gets at G9, right? He gets 3 insane abilities.
No, I didn't. I haven't fully checked it out, but I just know everyone's saying it's good.
So his basic gets 50% damage.
Yeah.
His ground pound AoE special gets 50% damage. And his passive makes him gain undefeatable.
Oh, okay. So that he's.
So whenever he gets a free turn, he gets undefeatable. So then that means you're not going to kill him on the next attack in most cases.
Yeah.
So that means his passive is going to trigger again because you won't be able to kill him. And then he'll gain another undefeatable. And from that passive, on top of both of his damage moves that need damage, getting 50% damage, like it's insane how much better he's getting at G9.
Yeah. Well, thank you for encouraging me to definitely get this G8 to G9 Ralph, because he's definitely up there for me. Like, I only need one more piece for Shank and I'm done. And I'm just like waiting out the Sensational 6 event because Daisy's like node there gives it to you for those the gray droplets. So I'm definitely like waiting out on that one, trying to like not massively wail for those droplets. So just passively getting them, and I'll have that Ralph. And then once the raid comes around, you know, he I wonder if he'll be useful in the raid. I wonder if he'll be useful in the raid, because I don't think every character we have right now is going to be useful in the next raid.
Yeah, I think different characters will be good in the next raid, most likely. I mean, it's going to be like a character like Hero. I could still see him being good because just like evades are so good. But like I'm sure there's characters that are going to be good in this one specifically, and I think it's just more going to be like, I think like characters like Beast and Hercules, who are like okay to like good in the raid, are going to be like really good at the next raid, because I think there'll be less ways to abuse the faulty system Gloomade.
Yeah, I just hope that there's no insta kills. Wait, Sky, I don't know if you remember, and when you did the raid originally, the pit raid in Swaga, was there insta kill?
Jeez, I quit so short after that raid was released.
Can't remember.
I honestly can't remember. I wish I could, but I have no idea.
I don't think there is an insta kill in the raids.
But I think there's gonna be tons of insta kill in the next one, because that's what they hinted at when they were on Cozy Stream forever.
Yeah.
Like, there's some effects that you didn't like that are coming back, and I think everyone hates insta kill.
Yeah.
Especially players that don't understand it and how to abuse it. So I think that's the joke they would make, because I'm sure they had just like so many people complain to them about insta kills when the raid came out.
I know, like, if you know how to avoid it, which I'm pretty sure all of us know how to do it, it's not like not too bad, but it can be annoying because like one misstep, you're screwed. But like, I would rather take maybe more damage and more health on the raid bosses than having an insta kill, but at the same time would still make the raid.
I think more damage would really be better.
Yeah, more damage and more health on the raid bosses.
Yeah, that would be helpful, because insta kills are. I know what you mean. It is a bit of a lazy design. Like, it's very effective in what it's trying to do, and it works in most cases. But there's just the ticking time bomb of, well, you can only go so many turns.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is lazy. It's very, and here's a wall.
True.
You know, instead of it being
here's an insta kill.
Yeah, well, it's not like one congruent difficulty all for the same reason. It's like,
exactly,
here's one thing that breaks all the rules in case you broke the game.
True. But I know like you and I are finishing up on Ralph. Who are you gonna go after once Ralph's done?
I'm working on Ascension, because I'm pretty much been done with Ralph's gearing for quite a while.
So you have your mythicals already, right? And
my mythicals are already ready.
Stitch.
So No, my Stitches. I think I have to do Rapunzel next because I'm pretty sure I can beat the last 2 nodes with my Toy Story because I have T8 5-star Zurg, I have T8 7-star Big Baby, T7 7-star Chunk, and then like 2 more T6 characters.
I see. I'm on the same boat
so
then.
it's like
too.
I'm like I think I can beat it with this. I just need to. I only got them up today.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's I'll just after that Rapunzel and some wilds, I guess. Is where I'll be at. I think if I'm or no, I'm gonna get Triton up. I'll get Triton up and then it'll be Rapunzel and wilds. But that kind of works out because if princesses are getting better, I'll want to get my Rapunzel up anyways. So and Triton I'm sure will be good in the new raid because he's a raid character.
Yeah.
So it's like the characters I have to get up for Ascension can line up pretty easily and borderline forcefully with the characters I'd want to get up anyways. So
yeah,
that's nice.
It's definitely be good investment for the long term for sure. And what about you, Juice? Who are you working on right now? I kind of forgot.
So after Ralph, it'll probably be a hard farm princess. It'll be definitely Rapunzel, and then Merida and Mulan. Belle's already set, and then Tiana. The great thing about the I think about the princess team is that they're pretty diverse when it comes to their region or their class, meaning like Kingdom Wilds and stuff. So like all my gear I've saved from raids and just random drops, like all my wilds is going to go straight to Merida, and I have a ton saved up, which is great. I think the last wilds G8 character I geared up was maybe Elsa.
Okay.
It's been a while. So that's going to go.
Wait, that's funny because I'd say the same thing, but I G8'd Elsa like a week ago.
Yeah. So all the wilds will go to Merida. All of the downtown hero will go to Tiana. All of the kingdom will go to Rapunzel and Mulan, and then my Belle is already G8. So yeah, it's looking really good. It's just about getting their star levels up, and then when Tiana comes back. So, and then the princess team should be all set. I mean, even if they're not super meta and things like that, we'll see. Obviously, I won't invest in Tiana if she comes back around and it's not that great.
And like we said, there's 3 princesses from the official Disney princess line that have not been released still.
True.
Right? We have Cinderella, Snow White, and Aurora.
Yeah.
When they release those characters, they're gonna want to sell them.
Yeah.
Is that really it for the princesses?
For the official Disney princess line, which DSA has followed to a T so far.
Yeah.
In ways like not including Anna and Elsa as princesses because they aren't part of the official princess line.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's like after they do those 3, there could be additional skins for characters, of course, like human Ariel could be a different character technically. But most likely that's gonna pretty much do it.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I think the like even if Moana makes the cut, like I already have a ton of she's already a gear tier 7 for me, and I have so much Oceania gear, it's unbelievable.
I don't believe in Moana. I don't believe in her at
I'm
all.
just saying hypothetically if she does, then I have like stuff for her if I need to, but like the only problem is like the only princesses with issues I think would be Pocahontas, even though you wouldn't use her leadership. But if she became like a staple in the team, then I'd be kind of bummed because I'm nowhere near maxing her out. But yeah, I'm gonna work on the characters I think that are the best at the moment and then go from there, and then we'll see. I just don't care about Ascension at all. I know I'm supposed to progress, but like I don't know. I'd rather
honestly,
do other
it's
things.
super passable. It's super passable. Like I'm honestly just like half the reason I'm doing it is just because I care so much about G8ing characters, honestly. And it gives you that one-time boost. And it's just kind of like, I think there's a chance sometime in the future they'll release more. And like other than Toy Story, the characters you work on are overall pretty good. So it's super possible. It's like it was a toss-up for me if I was even gonna do it. but I kind of felt no motivation at the time to go for anything else. That was like, honestly, it wasn't like, oh, it's so good going for Ascension. It's like, kind of ran out of things to do.
Exactly. And I'll just make one more point, just to piggyback. It's like, for me, it's like why I was even considering going in on Tiana, it's because it's like, I'm kind of tired of playing the same team. I've been playing the same team since,
Yeah,
I feel like it's been since
it was the
I
hero
got
nerf.
hurt. Since that, it's been a long time been playing the same team. So I just kind of want a little bit of a mix up, a little switch up, just to
That
have some more.
June. It was the beginning of June.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's been a
So
long
like
time.
3 months. 3 months. Both of you and I have been running the same team pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just hoarding gear and doing that. So I wanted a little bit of a refresher, have some new characters to play with and have some fun. So like that was some other pressures that were coming in to kind of spend and get her. But yeah, that's another reason why too. Just not autoing this game every single day and just doing everything on autopilot.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've been an autopilot for a while. It's like, okay, I need these characters to get this character in the long game. Okay, let's do it. And like on raids, we're back down to like 10 people doing the raids, and like it takes a long time because people are lazy now, to be honest.
I think Juice and I both have 0 raid XP, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, don't say that.
It's true.
It's okay. It's only a third of the way through the month.
I don't know if I got any last month, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, like I had like my main raid team with Stitch and Bubbles. I got nerfed, and like I didn't invest in Triton, or I don't have any adventures and things like that. So like I could do some attempts, but it's like
Yeah.
Or you could also not, and those people amped on the raid could do it.
Yeah.
My love for the people that are amped on raids and like rush to do it.
Exactly.
You do it, yes. Get rid of the freaking shark, and I'll dump whatever I can on Ursula phase 4.
Ursula phase 4, you just like auto it, and you get like, oh look, there's a 400,000 damage.
Like,
cool.
Nice. Thank you.
It's actually so easy to get like over 300k on the 4th phase. It's hilarious.
Gear 9 gonna make it like 10 times easier. Well, faster maybe. I don't know about easier, but faster for sure.
The damage you're gonna do would be nuts alone. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, for sure. But do you guys have any other topics you guys want to touch on?
I'll just want to kind of some reminders on Showdown.
Yes.
The Showdown's coming up. So as Melee actually was talking about, we did see Dr. Facilier added. So if you, I know some people like kind of pre-made some teams, and you're probably gonna want to shake those up now, because you now have an additional character. So I mean, as always, like I think you should be alternating characters and not making exact teams to maximize attempts. I think you should be making sure every squad should purge. Every squad has enough damage, and every squad has a taunt. The purgers that are off the top of my head is Quasimodo. Who else? It is Miguel on his basic, and it is Big Bad Wolf purging taunt. We do have some RNG purges like Robin Hood or Gizmo Duck, and there might be another purger I'm forgetting, but it would only be an RNG purger, not a guaranteed good purger. So you want to spread out those purgers. There's not a lot for this first round, so spread them out as much as you can, and that way you're going to get just the most wins, because if you get stuck behind a taunt, it's a tough game. So if you did have Frank and Lily, it's a good idea to have them in a non-purging team, because they might be able to make up for the slack of you not being able to purge their taunt. So yeah, just kind of things I've said in the past, but good to just kind of re-go over it, think about what characters fill the roles you need in a Showdown team for this this season.
Always good tips from Sky.
I guess to answer your question, if there's any other, I mean, we kind of did like, what we've been working on, kind of what our accounts are looking like right now, stuff we're working on, stuff that we're looking forward to. I think we hit a lot of things already. We talked about characters worth whaling and things like that, which I know people have had questions about doing or had questions for us about those that we saw on Reddit and stuff like that. But I have nothing else, Dragon.
We're all good. I mean, I have nothing else either. It's a waiting game to see what's happening next. Showdown Season 2 is just Showdown Season 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, so I actually have a question for you too.
Okay.
So Miguel has been in this limbo for so long. He had that login event where a lot of us got him to like around 4 or 5 stars.
Yeah.
But he's just kind of been sitting in this place where they've released his packs, maybe 3 times, 2 times.
Yeah.
And they've had him be reward for some events.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're seeing Tiana is actually going to be the reward for Showdown Season 2. Like, is that just straight up dictating that Tiana, if not Tiana, Frank, and Lily are heading down the same, like the similar path as Tiana, like, or as Miguel rather? Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, am I crazy?
That's like what I kind of said like on my video yesterday, but also I don't know if I said it here, but that's kind of like what I was trying to get to is like exactly what you're asking. It's like there's no doubt that these guys are guaranteed to have an event, so we don't know if there's there's no guarantee.
But they aren't guaranteed to have an event.
They are.
No, they don't need one.
Yeah.
They like literally could never make one, and
they
could either keep them premium forever, or they can just make them straight farmable.
I think they're gonna be premium for a very long time.
Yeah, that's like what it's seeming like, and that's
the scary part.
That's scary, dude. That's scary that they're doing that.
I guess you
like, because because the events, the seasonal events, that is, sorry, they like mostly just make you feel like you're earning character shards and actually earning them.
True. That like you do the event, like, hey, I need to get this character to 7 stars gear 7. Hey, get the next node. This is like, hey, I'm gonna pay for it. Yes, and that's it. But Juice, what do you think? Do you agree with us, or do you have a different opinion?
Yes, I do not know of this Miguel character you speak of. I do know of Miguel.
Oh, sorry. I know about a Miguel.
Yeah. But it makes sense. Kind of the direction that we're going. Seems like remember how when Ascension first came out, the first set of characters were like hunchbacks, so you were rewarded if you whaled out early or if you spent or invested in those characters early on. So it seems like there's a little bit recency bias when it comes to some of the new characters they release. But I don't know. I just had the thought while you were talking, Sky, like when princesses first came out, like they needed a lot of pieces. They needed a lot of characters that worked. Obviously, Rapunzel's leadership made it pretty much happen with her speed, but still they weren't super phenomenal. But it makes me think of like investing in the team that isn't kind of great, and then like finally when they become better or they hit the point where they become meta, then they finally fall in your hands. Like John is in chat right now, and I remember he invested in princesses way early on, and it's like finally, I don't know if he invested in Tiana or not, but like if he did, he's in really good shape. But like it makes me think of like, do you just do you gamble on the teams that like aren't super great in hopes that they become better later? It's a big risk, and it's probably not the smartest way to play the game. But like, it kind of reminds me of like Oceanic back in the day when a lot, if some invested in Oceanic, they didn't turn out to be super meta or super crazy or anything like that. But like, maybe finally, the glue blesses the team, and finally you have a great team on your hand that you invested in that nobody else did.
Yeah. Hopefully the money was all spent.
It's an interesting point you have with the like, you don't know how much they're gonna get better, because you can't predict that, but you can actually like see which teams have the potential to do that in a way, because it's when teams that are required to be highly synergistic, like these adventure and princess teams we're seeing, if they have a weak link, they actually have so much more potential to get better. because if they have one, if their worst character is bad, and they get a good character, that's how they get meta, right? So it's like if a team is already pretty good and it has to use one really bad character or one very non-synergistic character, you can actually see that like, oh, that team could easily skyrocket soon, you know?
For sure.
Or if
Like
you're
princesses are
Blister
definitely
138, you play
usable,
Incredibles.
right? But see, Incredibles have like multiple bad characters.
Yeah.
You know, so if they released like one Incredibles character, like if they did I don't know, Underminer character, and he
The Underminer
was synergistic with and he was like synergistic with just with characters, it still wouldn't be enough because you'd have to use so many bad characters.
Yeah. Not like we haven't seen that before, right? Those legendary teams.
Yeah. Incredibles rip legendary.
Yeah.
If legendaries existed back then, Dash would be legendary.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I was about to say that.
Okay. He was a god back then, honestly. Anyways, I think we covered everything. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll close this out. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 20 of the Club 33 podcast. If you guys want to watch this live, it's either on a Wednesday or Thursday, every other week. And it's on, well, the time is unchanging, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
Peace.
See you guys.